Welcome to Karma is My Sister, where we chat about smutty books, break down our current TV favourites, and dive into intriguing would you rather and what would you do if scenarios. And we also talk a bit about Taylor Swift.
A lot.
And we're sisters.
We're sisters.
Yeah, Karma is my sister. Karma is my sister. Yeah, Karma is my sister. Karma is my sister. Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate.
It's done. She's not in Europe anymore. She might still be in Europe right now, but she's done with the tour in Europe, and I'm so sad.
Honestly, I don't know if it was just because it was her last European dates, and I don't know when I'm going to see her again, that I was desperate. We were desperate to get a ticket.
Honestly, you really made me believe that we were going. I
Like,
had
2
no
weeks
doubts.
ago, I said to Shannon, listen, we'll wait until it's like the week before, and then we'll see if we can get a cheap ticket. Like, they've got to be going cheap by then, because why would you have your ticket prices so high? Stupid, naive, idiots. And I said, Shannon, we're going. Like, and every time she said, if we go, I said, why are you saying if? We're going.
You took all the ifs away.
Yeah.
All that was left was a yes. And I really thought it was going to be a yes. I thought we were going to be there.
And I'll tell you something right now. I didn't even mean to do that, but I'll tell you something right now. We had those tickets in section 531 on the upper fucking tier, and they cost £87, and you're trying to sell it to me for £700? Get to fuck.
Grow up.
And that's like getting close to the time.
You're taking the fucking piss. Why? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's actually probably not actual Swifties and probably just people who don't care about Taylor Swift buying them tickets and reselling them. But still, I'm really cross about it because I really wanted the ticket. And then you hear about empty seats. You know, that could have been my seat.
That could have been my seat.
If you weren't selling it for £700, because I'm not paying that kind of money.
Yeah. And also, every time they'd come up for like £180, which is expensive anyway, but I was willing to spend it because we really wanted to go.
Straight in my basket.
Straight in my basket. I already added my payment details to the account so that I can just click continue. I click continue and it takes me back to the page. That's another thing I've got to say about you, Viagogo, whatever your name is. Twickets, you as well? What the fuck? Who's moving that quickly? There's no way anyone's moving quicker
Who's got
than me.
the fucking tickets in their basket for longer than 10 minutes when it's supposed to be 10 minutes max? And I'm sitting here doing it for half an hour. Don't take the piss out of me.
Honestly, I had refreshing going on. Shannon had refreshing going on. Liam had refreshing going on.
Even Kirsty's husband, Liam, had the refreshing
God bless him.
God bless his soul. He thought we were going to see Taylor Swift.
He was convinced too. He was ready.
What did he say to you?
Yeah.
You're going to the ball.
You will go to the ball.
We didn't go to the ball, Liam.
We didn't go to the ball, Liam. You tried. That's our update. We're sad.
We're sad.
I mean, the night we were going to go was the Saturday and nothing like crazy happened.
Nothing crazy, but
so, you know, we would have actually just been more upset that we didn't go the Ed Sheeran night and we didn't go the Florida night.
Every time we've gone to see Taylor Swift, which is a few times
4
now,
times
over the years, we've just been like, this is the night that she's going to bring Ed Sheeran on the stage, we're going to see her perform with Ed Sheeran. And it was the time we went there. You take foot and piss out
me.
of
Do you
me.
remember when we went to the 1989 one?
Oh yeah,
at Hyde Park, and she was like, I've got all my best friends here, or something like that. So we're like, here he comes.
Here he comes.
I can't wait to see it. She brings out fucking like Kendall Jenner.
It was the 1989 era. We should have expected it. I didn't look as much into like the lore back then of Taylor Swift. I just loved Taylor Swift. I didn't really look at, you know, all the girl gang stuff. I wasn't fussed, but yeah, I should have known. I should have known. So obviously there was all the people on the TikTok as usual getting hit up about something. Grow up. They're all getting hit up about the fact that Taylor Swift hadn't publicly said anything about the concerts being cancelled in Vienna, where people were literally telling them she's probably not doing that because she doesn't want to put the focus on any more of her concerts or antagonize people or anything like that, which is fair enough. And she waited until the tour was over, in Europe before she said anything publicly about it. Which again is fair enough. People need to just calm down. It's like the moral justice police or whatever they want to be. It's just all calm down. I thought it was absolutely fair enough.
I feel really sad for the people of Vienna because first of all, when they're all like, "Oh, we had such a great time," like on the street, fuck that.
Yeah. It's not the same.
That's not the same.
But it's lovely to see them all come
really
together.
nice.
And people who weren't even, I guess, aren't even really part of the Swiftie thing.
Did you see the guy from the window?
It melted my heart.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. I was like, I love him.
What a guy.
I love that man. So that's really sweet. But yeah, it must be really horrible, especially because it's not getting rescheduled or anything like that. But
and you looked forward to it for so long.
at least no one got hurt. That's the main thing, isn't it? But yeah, just people are just so quick to jump on something and have an opinion before they do any sort of critical thinking.
Yeah. Speaking of
Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin
Baldoni. Listen, can I just say something? I don't know what's going on, to be honest. To be absolutely frank, I'm just getting all of my gossip from TikTok. Yeah. Which is basically, the gist of it for me is I haven't read the book, number one. I haven't watched the movie.
Jenny does keep telling us to read the book. She never once... Also, she didn't tell me it was a domestic violence book.
No.
She didn't tell... There was... I was going to read that under the impression that it was a romance book.
Yeah.
So Jenny, shout out to Jenny. You didn't tell me it was a domestic violence book. You didn't tell me it was so serious. I thought it was just going to be a little rom-com. It was going to be like a classic Sophie Kinsella vibe book, you know?
Marion Keyes.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting something so serious. Anyway,
we've gone off track.
So what I've gathered from the beef is that, as far as I'm aware, isn't Justin Baldoni a director and producer of the movie?
Director and co-star.
And co-star and producer, right?
I don't know about producer.
Anyway, and then Blake Lively is also a producer on the movie, and apparently she was being difficult to work with in the sense that she was basically saying what her character would be doing, and that's it. From what I have gathered from the people of the TikTok, who knows how true that is. I also seen, who was talking about it in a podcast, the Shameless podcast, I think they're called, and they said that apparently Justin Baldoni has hired the same PR woman who handled Johnny Depp's PR during the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. And what they did was flood social media with all of these negative opinions of Amber Heard. And then once you start getting a bit of traction, people tend to jump on the bandwagon and go, oh, okay, so we hate her now. Let's just...
It was only a matter of months ago that everyone loved Blake Lively, and I just think that's really interesting.
It was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, because everyone's now finding all these old interviews and stuff. You've all seen the interviews before.
You didn't have a problem with them then, and now suddenly you've got a problem with them because you've decided that she's this, that, whatever else. In fairness, I will say, if you are in a movie about domestic violence, why are you avoiding any question about domestic violence? Why aren't you... Like, where is the media training that she should have been given to be like, this is what you should say? If you're not comfortable talking about it, you don't know what to say about it, do this and direct people to helplines or whatever else. But, like, some of her responses have been a bit like, what are you fucking talking about? Who told you to say this?
Yeah, it's bad.
Did you not think before you just opened your mouth there, Blake? Yeah. Whereas Justin Baldoni... If that's how you pronounce his last name.
We don't know. Don't worry about him.
We don't know. He's been doing it since the start, hasn't he? Yeah. Since the start of the press tour of the movie, talking about the domestic violence.
But this is, we actually have no idea, basically, is the point.
Yeah, I don't know. We're getting
second-hand gossip. We haven't seen the movie. We haven't read the book.
No.
I don't know if that's relevant to any of this. But a lot of people feel close to the book. But can I just say something, people? You were all sagging it off before the movie even came out, and I'll tell you for why. You don't read a book before the movie.
Everyone knows that.
It's a poor decision to make.
We learnt that a long time ago. You watch the movie first, then you read the book.
The
Because
book's always going to be...
the book's going to be better, and you're just going to piss yourself
But
off
was
with the
it
movie.
Jenny that made the good point that she likes to imagine what the people are in the book? Which is a good point, because if you watch the movie and then you read the book, you're always going to imagine the people from the movie.
You do at first, but then if you don't like it, you go, no.
No.
No, I'm changing that in my mind.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if they're like described with something I don't like blonde hair or something, and
Yeah.
that's that I know that's the love interest for the rest of the book. You best believe they're not.
You
blonde
best
in my
believe
head.
they're dyeing their hair in my mind.
So, that's the Blake Lively drama. I don't know if there's any other drama surrounding Taylor Swift at the moment. I don't care.
Don't care, she's amazing. We
You
love
can
her.
never make me hate Taylor Swift. You can never make me hate Blake Lively. Although, you know, I will say
Poor
her
decisions have been made.
poor decisions have been made. Grow up, Blake. Come on.
Although, another thing about Blake Lively is people have been saying that, like, all the casts and from, like, Gossip Girl, for example, no one really follows Blake Lively. Like, no one seems to stay friends with her. But all I know is Taylor Swift's friends with her, and Taylor Swift doesn't have bad friends.
No, apart from the friends that she had to drop because they were bad friends.
Yeah, but those were
bad friends.
Yeah, she's learned.
Also, like, those are people from TV shows don't talk to each other anymore or
Yeah.
follow each other. Like, chill out.
Yeah,
Chill.
just chill out, everyone.
Everyone needs to chill out. Listen,
Everything's fine.
if we ever see Ed Westwick again, we'll say, what was Blake like?
Yeah, what was Blake like?
We were just those couple of witches you met.
Yeah.
What's Blake like?
Do you remember us? Comic-Con 22. Do you remember? When you said...
Right, you two look
Alright.
Which could actually be
He could have
A
said you two
non-compliment.
look alright, but in my head it was you two look
alright.
alright. And
Yeah.
that's how I'll always remember it.
Yeah.
And it's the worst picture ever. I'm not even putting it on here.
No, it was
It
hideous.
was so
He
bad.
lied.
He was halfway through saying something, probably the how good we look.
Yeah. Bro, you two look absolutely fucking sexy as fuck.
He's engaged.
Yeah. And she's absolutely
Stunning.
fucking
She's a
beautiful.
supermodel, I'm pretty sure.
We've got a new thing that we're going to do.
Yes. You're
We-
excited.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm
We're all
excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited. She's excited. I'm excited. Patrick's excited.
Patrick's absolutely buzzing.
He's so excited.
Taylor,
She's
are
excited.
you excited?
She doesn't look that excited. She actually looks like she's sleeping.
She looks fuming.
Yeah. So we're going to go through the Tortured Poets department,
Yes.
the anthology, the full thing. And we're just going to do a deep dive, chat about the song, give the song a rating. And once we've rated all the songs, we'll actually be able to see which Taylor Swift song on that album is the best, according to us. It's
Yes.
the only opinion that you should care about, apart from a lot of other
Just
people's
to
opinions
clarify,
probably know
this-
the songs better than us.
This is going to be a segment. We're not going to do all of that in one episode.
Yeah, yeah.
'cause
We'll
that
do
would
one
take a really
song.
long time.
One song at a time.
Spin the wheel.
Okay, let's spin the wheel.
What song are we going to analyze today?
And the winner is...
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
Wow.
The Tortured Poets department.
That makes sense to me.
Okay,
And
but
then-
we're going to quickly listen to the song.
Yeah, and then we're gonna talk to you about it.
All right, we're back.
We're
We're
back.
back. We listened to the song. First note I made was... It's obviously about Matty Healy.
I put Def Matty Healy song. Very 1975 vibes, just like the music alone.
Yeah, and I also thought... There's obviously so many references. She calls out names. Lucy, Jack.
Yeah,
She also says tattooed golden
I
retriever
was gonna say.
and the typewriter thing.
And also, I thought I can imagine that they're both like tortured poets. Like I can
Yeah.
imagine him calling himself a tortured poet.
Yeah, I can imagine them having conversations like about it. where he's really stoned, and then she's just like, shut up. For those who don't know, Dylan Thomas, I believe, he was a poet. Patti Smith was a singer, songwriter. And the Chelsea Hotel is a famous hotel where people would go and they'd be very inspired and write amazing things. So that's where the "You're not Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patti Smith, this ain't the Chelsea Hotel, we're modern idiots" is referencing for our friends listening who might not know that.
I also wrote eating 7 bars of chocolate after smoking is very relatable.
I also put, you smoked and ate 7 bars of chocolate. Lol. So we've scored this. We've got categories. We've got lyrics. The vibe. How is it making us? How much are we enjoying the song?
Yeah.
How much are we vibing to it? How emotional is the song? Is it sad? What is it? Devastation? Is it catchy? Is it a catchy song? Is it gonna be stuck in our head? And what our fave line was. So for lyrics, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty good. Pretty strong lyrically.
Well, now I feel like I'm going crazy because I put a 9.
Well, I was thinking there's other songs that I think are better.
I did start
lyrically
thinking
on
that
the
as I
album.
went down the list. I thought, am I going a bit crazy?
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with 9.
You stick with 9. I think it's a great song.
It's a great song.
I don't want anyone... Hey, I'm not saying
Can I
it's
just
not
say
one of my
after
favourite songs. I was still talking. So just wait. This is one of my favourite songs. It changes. This was one of them at one point. I remember saying to Kirsty, love this song so much. But there's also other songs that lyrically I prefer much more. So that's why lyrics are 7 out of 10.
Fair enough. I put a 9. I think it's brilliant. I've actually got more to say after we've rated.
Yeah.
I've got lots to say. Vibe. I actually put a 7 because I vibe with it, but it's not like a bop. I'm not like...
I gave it a 9 because when I listened to it, I'm like, you're not Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patti Smith, this is the Chelsea
I think it's
Hotel.
quite sad.
Yeah, but I also
Which is
can't help but vibe to it. It's a sad, happy song. She does that.
Yeah,
she gets me with her
she's good
sad,
at that.
happy. But I just like the build up to the chorus, and then where she goes low and then high with the hold you. That one.
Yeah, that's
I
really
love
hard
that.
to do, by the way, Taylor. And
Yeah.
I love it in every song, but I'm also like, for fuck's sake,
How am I gonna sing
sing along? I can't get that high.
Why are you doing this to me?
I can't sing as it is, to clarify.
Yeah, I definitely can't sing that. Emotion.
Emotion, I put 8.
I put
It's
8.
a really sad song.
Yeah. The catchiness.
Catchy, I put 7.
I gave it 6 because I think it's catchy, but is it the catchiest song on the
No.
album? No.
And it's also like some bits are hard to word,
Yeah.
which is, in fact, my favourite line.
Mm.
Which I was going to say. My favourite line is, at dinner, you take the ring off my middle finger and put it on the one people put wedding rings on, which is why I'm saying it's not catchy because that's hard.
It's hard to sing.
It's an awkward part of the song, but it's
good.
heart-wrenching.
I didn't actually... My favourite line is, who uses typewriters anyway?
Yeah.
Because also, I'd use a typewriter.
I'd use a typewriter if I had one, probably.
Me.
Just every now and then. It's very Moulin Rouge, you know?
Yeah.
I also put another note saying, does she still have the typewriter? Is it going to be like a Jake and Scarf situation?
Yeah. Give him
on All
back
Too
his
Well?
typewriter,
Give
Taylor.
him back his typewriter. Is he going to now write a song where he's like, and you've still got it in your drawer even now?
Yeah. Give me my typewriter back.
Which, by the way, now that I'm saying that out loud, that would be hilarious if he did an All Too Well version, but with his
With
typewriter.
I'd love that. I chose this Cyclone with you
Yeah.
because I thought...
Yeah, I wrote one that was along the same vein, which was, I've seen this episode and still love the show.
Oh, and the line that you said, which is, you take the ring off my middle finger and put it on the one people put wedding rings on.
And that's the closest I come to my heart exploding.
I just thought, oh. Especially, like, was this after the relationship with Joe? Was it after, like, she's literally
waiting.
saying, like, I died on the altar waiting for the proof about Joe, you know, lying on the, hinting at, you know, the wedding altar, whatever. And yeah, and then she gets that from Matty, where he's promising cradles, babies, marriage, whatever, and then doesn't follow through. Can't follow through.
Yep. So
Sad.
overall, my score out of 40
8 and
is
6
20.
is 12. Yeah.
I got 31 out of 40.
Yeah, I've got
so
30
we'll write
out
that
of 40.
down.
Yeah, so
And-
61 out of 40.
Do you mean 61 out of 80? 61 out of 40. Okay, cool. Oh.
And next time, twins. And next time we will be talking about
Guilty as sin.
If we remember that this
Yeah.
is what happened this time.
What would you do if someone said to you, you can spend the evening with Harry Styles, just like going out, going for dinner, whatever. Nothing creepy, unless it went there naturally.
Organically.
That's not offered. It's not part of the deal. But if it happens...
I'm
who's
not
to
with
say?
Alex.
Yeah, you're not with Alex in this situation. Sorry, Alex. And yeah, they said all you've got to do is run 10 miles.
Well, I already have my answer because I've spoken about this before. That's too embarrassing. There's two layers to the embarrassment. Right after I've just run 10 miles, you want me to go out with Harry Styles? Embarrassing. I'll be like, hello. Just give me a minute. And then I'll be like, I need a drink. I'm sweating my tits off. I look disgusting. And 2, embarrassing. Because he knows that I ran 10 miles just to see him.
What if he doesn't know that? He doesn't know that part. They're just like, oh, we thought we'd set you up with this girl.
What would I even talk to him about? That's another thing. I couldn't do it. Not out of loyalty to Alex.
Can I look? You've been
It should have
set
been
up
the
with him
first thing
and
I
it's on a
said.
different day. You've just got to do a 10-mile run.
No. One, I can't run 10 miles. This is
5
the new
miles.
one. I can run, all in one go, no stopping.
This makes us sound really unhealthy. People will be like 5 miles.
I don't run.
We're not runners.
It just doesn't bring me any joy. So, no, I wouldn't run 5 miles. I wouldn't run 10 miles. I wouldn't run 500 miles for you, Harry. You run to me. And again, I would just be too starstruck. It'd be like if I don't ever want to meet Taylor Swift because I just sound like a twat.
It would be embarrassing because, like, do I act cool and pretend
Do
like,
I
yeah, I
act like I
like your
don't know?
music and everything, but I'm not like a diehard fan. I don't know every single one of your songs or anything.
Give him Shannon 4 years ago, and I would be like those Wattpad fanfiction people where they talk about just like, oh, I'm in the crowd, just reading a book because I just don't like One Direction at all. So
Yeah.
just reading, just not interested. And Harry's like, oh yeah, love that, love
We
that you
can't do
don't
the
know
accent.
me, love that you don't know me, love.
And then we
that's-
turned into Harry Styles girls.
Yeah,
It took us a while. We're late bloomers. Get over it.
don't care.
Don't care. We still got to see him live. Wembley night 4. Whatever night, which was the best night, that was our night.
Yeah, that was our night, and it was a great time. What a lovely night.
What a great evening that was, to be
Mm.
fair. I couldn't. Because first of all, I turn up really sweaty. Second of all, I just couldn't run that distance. And that's just straight up.
Straight up
Yeah,
facts.
I'd like to have the meal with Harry Styles. I'll try and act cool. Put these shades on.
Hi, what's your name?
Harry Styles, was it?
I'm Shannon.
Yeah.
Who are you?
We've got a new segment now.
Sisters.
We're sisters, so why not?
Why not comment on people's sister posts? This was posted on Reddit by connect_ad_8641. Advice on issue of sister. About 2 months ago, I was at a function with my sisters, cousins, and my sister's friends. We were all standing around, and I mentioned that my brother's ex-fiancée, Catherine, called me a Karen. I laughed while saying it, expecting them to laugh too, but instead they were like, yeah, I can see that. My sister's friends just start to play it off like we're all Karens, and I was getting upset because my definition of a Karen is a horrible racist woman. And were these people just telling me I was that? And I say that I think my definition and theirs are different to try and end the awkward convo. My one sister had already walked away from this, but my other sister, the one that I have some issues with, decided to keep it going. She says, I think a Karen is someone who is entitled and complains and bitches until they get what they want, and that's you.
Oh.
Oh. So I got super pissed that my own sister would attempt to further the roast in front of people, and I say, well, why... Well, why don't you just shove your head up Catherine's if you agree so much?
That's you. That's something you say.
Why don't you go just shove your head up Catherine's if you agree so much? And she, a 37-year-old woman, lost it and refused to let me drive her home and acted like a total victim. Fast forward to now, she has convinced everyone in my family that I was the aggressor and that she was just joking, and I owe her an apology for using that word. I didn't call her that word. I used it at her. I didn't even remember it offended her so much. I just used a word that I tend to use in my life. That's it. And now I'm the problem, and I owe her an apology for using the wrong word while I was attempting to defend myself and assert that I was hurt. Am I the asshole here? She won't be in the same room as me. She fought with my other sister, my mum, and her husband for even speaking to me at the last family function a week ago. She was seriously upset everyone was acting normal with me instead of treating me like garbage. I'm sorry, but I refuse to apologise. You just apologised. It's silly behaviour for a grown woman to get this upset over a word that is barely scraping the surface of how historically terrible actual slurs are.
She's saying that her sister's getting too upset for being called...
She's been a massive hypocrite.
Or not being called a cunt, whatever. And then saying
There's
that she was so offended by being called a Karen.
Yeah. Number one, this is literally just two sisters arguing.
Yeah.
Your older sister, of course, is going to roast you. Get over yourself.
That's part of life.
We all have to go through it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I'm saying get over yourself. I'm not the best at handling it myself.
Shannon would say exactly what you said, girlfriend.
100% say, shove your head up Catherine's... But
I don't know if you're from England, but like I don't think that would be that's so offensive that your sister wouldn't talk to you.
No, in fairness, I would probably also be more offended if I was called a Karen than if I was called a...
Yeah,
I would rather be called a than a Karen.
Yeah, same.
However, let's just address it's silly behaviour for a grown woman to get this upset over a word that is barely scraping the surface of how historically terrible actual slurs are. Is still a terrible slur when you think about it in the context that it was used. Just because now we don't use referring to women, it was a derogatory term about women and their genitalia. So let's not try and say that it's not a bad word, because everyone knows it is the worst swear word you can use. But also
it's my favourite.
Yeah. Also, you're both acting like Karens.
Yeah, you are both acting.
You're both acting like entitled, moody Karens.
The fact
grow up.
Yeah, grow up. Basically, the only advice I can give you two is to grow up.
Grow up.
Just because she's the 37-year-old woman or whatever.
She hasn't said how old she is, though.
Yeah.
She could also be 30.
You're
she could be
also acting
36.
like a child. You were called a Karen. It's a bit of fucking mockery from your family. It happens literally all the time. It's part of life. We all have fun with it. And then we all make up.
Also, I wouldn't call it a roast either. It sounds like a few people tried to say in an almost jokey, nice way that, yeah, actually you act like a bit of a Karen. Maybe you should look at that. And instead of going, if all of these people say that I'm a Karen, maybe I do act like a bit of a Karen. I should do something about it. Instead, you doubled down and then told your sister to shove her face up Catherine's. It's your sister. That's not even that bad. We've had way worse arguments.
Would you rather get into an argument with Charlotte or get into an argument with me? And why?
You're both pretty difficult to get into arguments with. Charlotte's just really good at arguing. She's very eloquent. She's able to think fast on her feet, and she's very cutting, but not in a nasty way. She's just cutting, like she just knows secretly what your insecurity is. Fucking bitch.
I never want to get into an argument with Charlotte because she can say something that is completely wrong, but she will convince me that she is so right because she is just able to convince me.
She's really good at talking.
And I'm like, wow, well, I'm a fucking idiot then. And she'll say something, I'm like, well, I've got no examples to bring up because I can't argue like that. I'm not good at arguing. I'm not good at thinking on my feet. She is so good at thinking on her feet.
Yeah.
I'm like,
She's really quick.
she's a good arguer. She should have been
She's,
on
yeah.
solicitor.
She should have been something where they argue. I also don't want to argue with you because you cry.
Yeah.
And that immediately I feel so guilty. Like, right in the gut. It hurts. So, where Charlotte doesn't cry, she just gets really angry and she's really smart. And then I feel like she's also using her parenting techniques on me. Whereas you'll cry. I'm not saying you're not smart.
Yeah, she does use the parenting
You're
techniques.
also very smart, but like I say, you're going to cry.
I'm just a crier. I'm not going to go into the intelligence.
yeah.
I'm just going to flat out cry.
So you can't.
Don't
get
be
an
mean
argument.
to me.
You can't get an argument with you because you'll just cry. So, oh, sorry. I'll also just cry. To be
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah.
depending on who I'm having the argument
you'll
with.
send some like scathing messages and then you'll have a little cry about it when we're making up.
Hmm.
And that's usually what happens. I don't think I'd want to argue with either of you.
Me and Lottie can be quite similar when we're arguing.
Yeah, but Charlotte's pretty chill most of the time, to be fair. You're way quicker to argue than Charlotte.
Middle child
Middle child.
issues. You make it sound like I'm really argumentative all the time. I'm not. I've chilled out a lot in my
In her
older
old
age.
Yeah.
But it was funny, Mum and Dad, when they got the suitcases down, they gave me all my old school reports, and I was reading through my secondary school reports, and my drama and English teacher put in there, Shannon, what a fantastic year. It's really great to see you starting to rein in that fiery, tempestuous nature of yours. And I was like, pretty savage. Pretty personal
That is pretty
comment.
much, to be honest.
Very personal comment, and also, as you all rightly pointed out, absolutely on
Spot on.
point.
Bit rude.
And I was saying to Mum, I was like, in fairness, out of all the teachers I had, that was the only one that had a personal comment in it, like where it felt like the teacher actually knew me as a person. It may have been a savage comment, but
It was 100% true.
it was accurate, and at least he cared, I guess.
Those teachers' comments, though, in some of our books were mental. Charlotte's ones, it was like she got one maths question wrong in like year 3 or something. And they're like, come see me after class. I'm like, Jesus, calm down.
What
It's
did
just
she
one
do?
out of 20 questions.
Get things right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Get it right the first time. Idiot.
Dumbass. Do you remember when we were kids and we lived in that old Victorian house and there was a hole by the front door and we were convinced a witch lived down there? And I don't know why we all thought a witch lived down there. I think it's because of obviously the draft
Yeah.
made it seem like wind was coming out.
I wonder if it's because we'd watched The Borrowers,
Maybe.
but we like turned it into a witch. And we used to say goodbye to it and hello. And
Yeah.
it was us three, you, me, Charlotte and Billy.
Yeah.
And we'd always, and it was just like a little hole by the front door.
Yeah.
And you could actually lift it,
Yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
can
sure.
lift it up.
Yeah. And when we left where we used to live, we were like, bye, witch.
See ya, witch. Bye.
See ya. And for years I wondered about it.
I loved
What
that
age?
little witchy hole.
Maybe someone actually said it and we've just forgotten.
Yeah.
Maybe someone was like, Tammy is probably someone that would say
Probably
that.
was
It's a witch.
Tammy.
It's a witch down there, by the way.
They used to tell us loads of stuff that we just believed when we were younger.
Yeah.
And when they said the milkman was my dad.
Milkman was your dad, but I think that's just a running joke.
Yeah.
Caitlin saw a Victorian boy under the stairs
That
in
was
our
creepy,
Victorian house, which part of me is still like, maybe.
She was only like, what, 5
Yeah. And she described what I suppose.
or 4? She would have been really little.
Very young.
And yeah, she used to describe essentially a Victorian chimney sweep that she spoke to in our old Victorian house. And she like put it into detail, like what he looked like and how he spoke and stuff, which was really creepy. But then
That's really
Daisy, Lottie's little girl, when she was about 3 or 4, would talk about her past life. And she'd go into all this detail about her family. And then didn't she say something like, oh, it's really sad because they're all dead. Like
They're all dead.
We're all
yeah.
dead.
Like they're all gone. And
yeah.
I'll never see them again, but
Yeah.
you're my new mummy or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, but my old mummy. And she'd be like, my old mummy, my old daddy. Like, and she
Yeah.
cried about them, like,
Yeah.
real sad tears. And like, that
Really weird.
but it was like a hut that she lived in or something that burned
She
down.
talks. It wasn't just one time she talked about this either. Like, she just bring it up randomly all the time. Like, oh yeah, my old mummy, but she doesn't talk about it anymore. Just went away one day. She was really creepy. I don't believe in any of that. You know me. I'm like,
Yeah, but that's really creepy.
But
And apparently loads, like,
that's
Charlotte
weird.
Googled it a lot, didn't she? And there was, like, loads of people that have these stories where their kids will just talk about it and then they'll just forget about it. And if my kids started talking about that,
scary.
see you later, you can go back to your old mummy because you're freaking me out. So, yeah. What about when Grandad used to try and convince us that he had a shark bite?
Yeah.
It's just...
I genuinely believe that for years.
And it's like...
For at least like 5 years
Shannon,
after that.
I told people...
I told people at my school that my
told
granddad
loads
got
of
bit by a
people.
shark, but it just turned out he had a hole in his leg
It's
from
so horrible.
muscle loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Biddy, on the other hand, who's our granddad's daughter, she believes that up until a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So that's a shame.
So that's a shame.
Sorry, Billy, to call you out like this. Jack.
Come on, Billy.
What an idiot, isn't
What an idiot. I'm still cackling, completely off topic. I'm still cackling about how in our big fam chat that we've got, Jack and Billy were talking about how much Jack likes colouring in, and then Lottie sent that gif that she hadn't watched all the way through, and it was someone's hand rolling over colouring pencils, and then just loads of faces of someone like just with random makeup on or cream on their face, like shot after shot, like. And I was cackling about that for ages, and every time I think about it I smile because I'm like, she's such an idiot.
But it's also just like really funny for me to think of Jack just colouring in Scarlett's, who's Billy's daughter's, colouring books.
Yeah.
Just like Disney princesses, and apparently he says to Billy, like, what colour do you think I should do the bag? Like, he's designing these drawings, so that just really makes me laugh. And absolutely, by the way, I love a good colouring book.
colouring in. I got a beautiful colouring book that was an enchanted forest one.
I got
and
the
it
same
had
one, the mythical creatures.
No, mine was an enchanted. It was a different one, and it was beautiful. And it had like little cottages, like fairy tale cottages and trees and stuff. And I would do a really beautiful drawing, and then I'd let Eliza, this one she was like much younger, do the next one, and she'd just do scribbles.
Very
and I'd
good.
think. I honestly stopped using the colouring book in the end because every other page was horrible. I was like, I can't do this. She's ruining my colouring book.
Time. Just trying to have a lovely moment, relaxing.
Just trying to enjoy my colouring, and this child keeps ruining my colouring in.
You're ruining my colouring. You're not colouring in the lines.
Or she'd be like, let me do that picture with you. I'm like, no.
No, you're going to
I
ruin
wanna
my
share
picture.
this picture.
Like, why would I waste my time here?
Yeah.
I'm not
See
going to look back
this?
and go, wow, what a beautiful picture. Now I'm just kind of, yeah, look at that absolute piece of art.
We did that.
Show him the whole thing. Wow. That's art, man.
That's
we
art.
did that.
That was us.
Took us about 2 years.
2 years because we didn't do it for about a year and a
Yeah.
half. So really, it actually took us about 2 afternoons probably
Yeah.
to do it all, but over the course of 2 years.
Didn't we have to do it, funnily enough, the weekend before we went to Harry Styles? Because
Yeah.
then Alex was going to paint over it otherwise whilst we were at Harry Styles. So the weekend before, we had to absolutely smash that out.
Yeah, we had like this done and most of the head and some of the body. Like it was all drawn on, but we hadn't done all the details inside. And I was like, I'll just paint over it if you don't finish it. I'm like, well, fuck you then. I guess we'll finish it.
Guess we're going to have to finish it. Annoying.
Annoying. Guess we'll have to
Thanks,
spend
Alex,
time
for
doing
keeping
this.
us motivated at all times. We've been watching The Boys.
Really enjoy it. Last thing that we watched was, spoiler alert, Homelander lasering some guy's penis. Absolutely horrific.
Thoroughly enjoying. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Jeffrey Dean
I
Morgan.
love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Who's Negan?
Who's Deanna? So good.
Walking Dead reference.
That was Abraham. So, don't really have too much to say about The Boys. I was just enjoying it. Let us know. Let us know down below. Are you watching The Boys?
Are you watching The
What do you
Boys? Have
think?
you already seen it all? Is it even all out yet?
Don't give us spoilers, because
Don't
Kaz
tell
hasn't
us.
seen it all.
Just because we gave you one spoiler
What, one time?
at one time.
Oh, me and Alex did that thing that's trending on TikTok where you draw your partner with like water paints and stuff, and show them that this
Show
is.
them yours first, I think. And Alex is actually an artiste, by the way.
Alex is artistic.
He did
yeah.
a couple of those drawings.
This was mine that I did of him. It's not great.
It's not amazing, but it's not
But it's
awful.
not terrible. Like, it's half decent. I was
Yeah.
pretty impressed. I did short amount of time.
This is Alex's of Shannon.
Now, I just want to point out, this is after I tried to fix it for him because he asked me to fix it a bit for him. He made me a blob. I'm just a blob to him. With
That's what you look like to Alex.
no, Kirsty, that's not what I look like to Alex because I fixed that. That's what I look like to Alex. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So I thought we should do that.
We should do that. Can I just say something though? Like
What?
Alex's is gonna look amazing in comparison to what I'm gonna do. Because this really isn't my forte.
Me neither.
Should get Charlotte on to do it.
Yeah, she'd do a really good job. It's right. I looked at one video of someone doing a watercolor self-portrait, and look what I created. A fucking masterpiece.
My fucking masterpiece, much like your birthday cake that she made.
That was phenomenal.
All right, you don't need to keep going on about it. It was a beautiful, delightful, fluffy, moist, gorgeous piece of work. It tasted incredible. But do we all need to rub it in my face? I'm the cake maker.
It really cackles how much I can see that it bothers you whenever I say how good the cake was.
Yeah, because everyone likes my cake.
So I keep saying it just to bother
It's
you.
the only thing
Because
I
there
actually
was
have.
a
Charlotte
time-
already has everything. Why does she have to go, do you know what? I might just try making
You know
a cake
what, Cassie,
today.
there was a time when everyone used to say Shannon's the baker of the family, Shannon's the baker, Shannon bakes the best. No one says that anymore.
People
no
say
one
loads of
says
stuff about you.
like what?
Shannon's the calligraphy person. If you need calligraphy, go to Shannon. Shannon's
Who's
really
asking for
funny. Shannon knows about computers. Shannon
Say more.
has long, luscious golden locks.
What else?
Bit like me. Shannon has strong eyebrows. Bit like me. You know, Shannon's really beautiful. They say loads of stuff about you. Shannon's really smart.
Oh, thanks.
So, what have I got? I know a lot of Taylor Swift lyrics. Probably more than anyone. Fact. And I
You got
could
loads of
bake.
stuff.
And now they've taken that
You
from
got
me.
beautiful golden luscious hair. You got strong eyebrows. You're really smart. You're really beautiful.
Oh, thank you. This was the self-care part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to really,
Sometimes you just got to dig
Boost
for those
it.
compliments.
yeah. If you're feeling a bit low, someone takes your cake making abilities to the next level.
My favourite bit is, it's just a recipe. I just followed a recipe, Kirsty.
I know, as
Yeah.
if I don't follow recipes.
I do it by eye.
That's what I say to them.
I feel like you're more
Speechless.
offended that she didn't use the Sally.
I
Sally
use the
bakes.
same baking fucking person every time. Sally's baking addiction. It's honestly amazing. I say to Charlotte every time when she's like, "Oh my god, your cakes are so amazing. Thank you so much." Sally's baking addiction works every time. Never fails me. Has it ever failed me? No. And then she goes, "Oh, Kirsty, I'll just use this thing. I pay for it." Why are you fucking paying for it? It's free online on a Sally's Baking Addiction. So why are you using some rando when I've told you what's good? If you don't
It was
trust
really
me.
good though, wasn't
It was really good, but guess who could have done that? Sally.
I wish you'd make me that. If you could. If you can.
No, I'll never do that because now it looks like I'm just trying to compete.
That's what.
I
You
think
didn't
I've
think
lost
that when I
interest
made you
in
that
baking now.
caramel-
You've fucked it.
When I made you that sort of caramel cake.
It was phenomenal, but no one else tried it. So it was just me saying how phenomenal it was. I didn't have 20 people telling me how great someone else's cake was. Get to fuck. All Alright, guys, anyway, on that note.
I think Kirsty needs just a bit of TLC. So I think we're going to end it there. It's been really lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, well, thank you so much. It'll be really nice to catch up with you again soon. Let me know when you're free, and I'll catch you again soon. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe. Other things that they say. Leave a comment. Other things. TikTok and Spotify and
hit that follow.
Instagram.
Hit that follow.
Hit the
button.
follow. Where is it?
Where is
no
it?
No one knows.
What
is it that side or
social
that
media
side?
are we on? Are we on TikTok? Are we on YouTube? I don't even know
Follow.
if this is pointing the right way.
Follow.
Doesn't matter.
Follow.
Just you know what to do. You've been on here before.
You are my sister, I'm your sister. We both are sisters, but I need assistance. Talking all this shit with big facts and business. 'Cause I'm a 90s kid, bitch. You are my red, you are my blue. You are my Velcro, you are my glue. 'Cause I am you, yeah, yeah, and you are me, yeah, yeah. I'm with a guest on, we are free. True and fast through the week, with the crap that we read. Yeah, Karma is my sister, Karma is my sister, yeah. Karma is my sister, Karma is my sister, yeah. Oops, sorry, mate.